Hi everybody, I've just had a text, there's an incoming storm. Better get this scaffolding down then. So the scaffold is safely down. Now the weather, I suppose it's what they call the calm before the storm. It's very sunny and it's quite still. Seems a shame to be inside, so I've got a little job I'd like to get done before the winds come. It's a little step, and it's the step from the cottage I'm working on to the end cottage. Let me show you. At the moment the cottage patio pathway is 2 inches lower than this side, so naturally I need to step this up. So the idea is I'll get some bricks and we build a step up and we'll gain our 2 inches that way, and then after that will allow for the screed, a 2-inch screed and the slab. So yeah, just play about with the levels a little bit, but I think we'll get that. So I'm going to knock up the mix and we'll get these laid in. Well, as much as the weather will allow me to, so I'll just get cracking. If it changes all of a sudden and starts pouring down, I'll just cover it up and we'll go inside and do something else. So let's make hay while the sun shines. Now if you're thinking, those slabs come up easy, well, I purposely didn't lay these on any mortar, just on sand, so I knew that once I come into this area I could just lift them up, and then when I'm ready I'll bed them down on something solid. So yeah, that's the train of thought from that point of view. Piece of tarpaulin I had left over from the roof. And it doesn't matter on here because there's such a slope, but this isn't permeable, so it will run off. Like I say, not concerned because there's such a slope here. But normally you'd need something really, if it's laying flat, permeable, so it'd soak through. Depends on your landscape. You don't want nothing running off too fast or the water sitting there. No chance of that here. I don't know whether that's going to stay there yet, but we'll have a look round, see if we can find some more stones just to continue this little area. I do need the other big stone maybe inside for the fireplace to sit the wooden column on, so that's good. Now previously with these slabs I did lay them dry, which means I didn't add no water to the sand and cement. Here, because it's only a small application, we're going to set these with mortar anyway. I'm going to bed these down with some wet sand cement. About 1 in 4 mix. Don't mind it stepping up slightly higher than these because this level is going to be higher. I'll sort of tamp it down a little bit. always step in the middle of the slab when you're doing this. Use a rubber mallet or the end of a club hammer like so. A little bit high there. Yeah, level. It's okay, it's just going up a little bit this end, which is fine. We do need to make some height up. Now don't forget that the bricks will be sat on some mortar anyway. This is just an additional sort of bed really. My apologies, the battery went dead. Started to rain, so I had to get a gallop on. I've got the bricks down. A little bit of tidying up to do around it. And yeah, just a brush off once they start to dry a little bit. I'll show you what I've done. So they're all down. As I say, they've just got to be sort of pointed up a little bit better once the mortar starts to set. But that's the idea. Just going to haunch up, which means build the sides up with the cement just to hold them in place. Then I've got a good kind of, it's not too big a step, but enough of a step to bring it up to that level. And with using the different colour bricks, it clearly, you know, denotes where the step is, so there's no confusion, there's no tripping up it. It's not a huge step, so you have to take that in consideration when you don't build massive steps. I think the storm is rolling in as we speak. Short, sharp downpours, then the sun comes out. That's how windy it is. It does change very quickly, but all of a sudden it's gone calm again. But I still need to go around and make sure everything's weighted down. I've covered that up in case it pours down. Anything loose, I need to walk around, make sure we've got no flying objects. They did say that later on we've got gusts of over 100 kilometres an hour. Possible. At least I haven't got a tarpaulin, like a wind sail to worry about. That's gone. That's over the back, folded up. Got it battened down now, so that's not going nowhere. Let's see whether that weathers the storm. I mean, I follow the weather virtually every day anyway, you know, to plan the work in, but we do get texts from our insurance company and they just tell you there's a possible threat from whatever, snow, ice, heavy rain, wind. But we've only got wind and rain, so that's all the things outside stowed away safely that could blow about. So I'm going to take refuge inside the cottage. Now when the sun's out, that small panel out the front is producing 195 watts, which is great. What I plan to do here is break out all the joints, then I'm going to try it with vinegar and a few other mixtures, see whether we can loosen it off. I dare say there's lots of ways to do it, don't want to use any really harsh chemicals. If it means I need to use some elbow grease, I'll do that instead. Now that the rain stopped, I've come back outside. Let's just see whether it's dry enough to point up. Still a bit too wet, but you'll just have to do. Just a little bit too wet what I'd normally do it, but that's okay. We'll brush off the excess. For now, that will do. I'll have to let that dry a little bit more. The weather has just been so unpredictable. I did plan to fit the window in our cottage today, but I said I can't chance it, Sam. It's too windy. 1 minute it's calm, then it's windy, downpour. It did say that the wind was coming this afternoon, but I think it's gradually sort of, the weather, bad weather, is moving into the night time, but still couldn't take the chance. It wouldn't be very popular if I had the window out and we had a storm. I want to see whether these joints rake out easy enough. It looks like it's clay. It's quite hard. Yeah. Let's try it with a hammer. Yes, baked clay. So it is rather hard. Wow, that is so hard. I suppose it's just centuries of being baked by the fire, the clay. Well, you know, I don't mind a bit of hard work, but you have to kind of weigh up what you're going to gain out of it at the end. Are these going to clean up very good without a shot blast? I don't think they're going to. Now, one of my ideas is to leave these key sort of stones exposed. There's clean ones down that side, there's clean ones down the bottom the other side. Maybe panelling it out in some sort of board fixings, and maybe a lime plaster, and then just exposing those big nice stones random so it looks natural. The fire's going to be in front of the majority of it. You will only see left to right at the bottom of it. We're going to put in a register plate up the top here. So when you kind of narrow it down, you know, does it warrant a lot of hard work and probably not the best finish in the world, or something that still looks nice? So my idea would be to leave kind of these stones exposed where they are sort of clean enough to use once I scrape them up, and then in the centre piece put a board over it and then lime wash it and do the same sort of effect here. I'm going to render this wall and then leave these stones out, so it would be a continuation really from that through to here with some random nicer stones exposed. We'll do something with the little cubby hole there. We're not going to lose that. As mentioned before, that's probably going to be the air vent, the drawer for the bottom of the fire. Yeah, I think that's a better way to go with that. If I'd had scheduled in the shot blaster for something else, the beams or some other brickwork, then I would have had this blasted off and then I would have pointed it up, but it doesn't justify just doing that small section. So I'm going to clean those other stones as we mentioned, rake out the joints if I can, best I can, and go for that plan. Board, lime render, yeah, nice and clean. It'll insulate it a bit as well. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Not so hard this side because it's not baked on so solid. So we leave this one exposed, just sort of making the outline of where I need to be. that's going to clean up just fine. Yeah, that'd be great. Still going to take me a little while. Why don't you join me next time to see how I get on with it? Thanks for watching. Bye for now.